Hi, today we're making some butter rolls. I use paneer in my sliders today, but you can use whatever you like. So come watch what we make. So we're gonna start off with warming up our milk. I'm gonna use this to activate our yeast. So I'm gonna do 3/4 cup of milk. And if you can measure this with your eyes, that's great. I can't. So I'm just gonna use this to measure and put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds to get it warm. And then I'm gonna pour that with my yeast. So now I'm gonna pour this milk into another bowl, like that. And then I'm gonna use 1.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast. This is the packet that I'm using. You can use any yeast that you want, but this is just a normal packet. So I'm gonna do 1.5 teaspoons. And then I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of sugar, and we're gonna let this sit for about a minute, or about, sorry, 5 minutes to the side. Okay, and I'm just gonna mix this. And then I'm gonna let this sit for about 5 minutes. Let it get a little bubbly, and then we can pour this into our mixture. I'm now taking some fresh rosemary from our backyard and just chopping it up finely. It's about 2 tablespoons amount. You do more or less. I don't want to be too strong of rosemary scenting, but I'm also going to garnish with some on top, so I'm not going to do too much. So now I'm going to take a tablespoon of sugar and put it in here. And then I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Half teaspoon. And then I'm going to put the rosemary that I just cut up.
Smells good.
And then I'm gonna put I'm gonna put butter. This is about 1/3 cup butter, and I'm just gonna put it in here. Room temperature is ideal, but it was frozen for me, so I melted it just a little bit in the microwave for about 30 seconds. So then now I'm just gonna mix this until I get some stiff peaks. So now I'm gonna crack an egg in. I'm gonna mix this, and then I'm going to crack an egg in there, and I'm gonna mix this until it's smooth. So this is our active yeast, and now you can kind of see it bubbling as well, which is what we wanted. It's been sitting for about 5 minutes, so now I'm gonna put it into our egg and butter mix. And then I'm also gonna add my flour. I'm gonna add half of my flour right now, and then the other half in later. So I'm gonna do 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, I'm gonna give this a mix. So now I'm gonna add another 1/2 cup, and I'm gonna add a little bit at a time and mix it together. So I'm gonna do this and then mix and then come back and add some more. So I added a total of 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And so this is what it looks like, all into like a ball and mixed up together. I'm gonna let this sit for about 30 to 45 minutes. And I want it to get doubled in size so we can actually make our rolls after that. So I waited 30 minutes, so now I'm just going to roll out my dough. I lined some flour on my little floor right here, and then I'm just going to knead it a little softer and then roll it out. So I'm gonna put some oil on a cast iron. You can use honestly any pan, but we're just using cast iron because we have it. So I'm just lining it with some olive oil, and I'm just gonna spread it around, and I'm gonna put my dough into this pan. So now we have our rolls in our cast iron. Again, make sure you line the bottom with olive oil so it's gonna cook nicely. I'm gonna put a little bit more oil on top just so it cooks well. You can also use butter if you'd like. And then we're gonna bake this in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes at 350. So this is the rolls out of the oven. They were in there for probably closer to 30 minutes. And I just put some more butter on top just to give it a little bit more softness. So now I'm gonna actually cook it with some paneer. That's what we're eating with, but you can put whatever you want. If you wanna eat this with just like butter, you can eat that with that. Or if you wanna do some cinnamon and some sweeter butter, you can do that as well. Or with a curry, whatever you like, honestly. So this is just our butter rolls. So I'm just cutting into this one like that. And so we're doing like paneer chopped sliders. So I'm also gonna just put some green chutney and tamarind paste on each side. Again, you can put this as whatever you like, but this is what I'm doing. So I'm gonna do a little. And a little bit of tamarind on this side. Okay, and I made some paneer, so I'm just gonna. And then I'm just gonna cover it up and got yourself a little slider.
Wow.
I hope you guys enjoy our butter rolls. You can make them again as sliders or just straight up as bread. You can eat them as a sweet bread, whatever you like. But I hope you guys enjoy it. Happy Thanksgiving, and please like and subscribe.